How's it going, everybody? Bryan Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, Sundays, 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And yes, it's Monday here on the show. You know what that means? We got a lot to talk about. It was a very busy weekend, and we got a lot of stuff coming up. A lot of stuff, actually. We've got Raw tonight, NXT tomorrow, a 6th anniversary 2.5-hour Dynamite this week. And then, of course, next week, we have got Tuesday night, a Dynamite versus NXT Invasion show. All of this was set up this past weekend. There was an NXT PLE, there was a Collision show, there was a TNA PLE. Which, by the way, fun fact, are you aware that the TNA PLE this Friday, the main event featured a 21-year-old? Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about that. Plus all of the news. Subpoenas filed in a WWE shareholder lawsuit. We got New Japan news. Bad Bunny, how that ties into the Super Bowl and WrestleMania. We got a lot of injury updates. Ridge Holland and Kalani Jordan and Hologram and I don't know what's going on with Ash, but we got to talk about that as well. Ash by Elegance. We've also got some New Japan notes and, of course, reviews of all of the shows. Lots of stuff to get into. We won't get into all of it. That's why you should be a subscriber at WrestlingObserver.com, because we, in fact, did get into all of it this weekend, which is a story in and of itself. But we'll talk about as much as we can here today on this show. If you want to text us, 425-780-7566. That is 425-780-7566. F4W Online at gmail.com. F4W Online, Threads, Instagram, and Cameo. $10 cameos. You should grab one, F4W Online. And on X and Blue Sky, it's at Bryan Alvarez. So back in a moment with Filthy Tom Lawler, Wrestling Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful.
It's Bryan Alvarez and Big Vinny V, and we hope that you enjoy the show.
Should I do one more time? Huh? I played the entire song before realizing I had not hit record.
I figured as much.
So I had to start the entire show over again. Uh-oh. Is my internet down? My internet died. Yeah. All right, stand by, everybody. Hi, everybody. We're back, and we're just gonna barrel on through, right, Vinny? What do we have on that Facebook thing? Now it says no audio. Jared, do we have audio?
I can hear you.
Honestly, what is going on?
Yeah, we just watched a movie about
this. What is
this.
up with my internet? Lost everybody again. Curry says no problems with the Big Vinny V show.
His words.
Not since the first one.
I was going to say, the very first one was a
many
disaster.
problems. Many problems.
We've had quite a few.
Yeah, and you know what I do? I just barrel on through.
Bryan.
Barrel on through should be the name of this show. What the hell's going on this week? Like, every single show, something goes terribly wrong. Today, I didn't have the music set to go at first. Then I got it set to go, but I forgot to hit record. Finally, I hit record and got the song going right. Golly. One disaster after another here. We're starting 15 minutes late. I still can't find the video, Jared. Is it up? Where is everything? Granny's joining us here today via phone. We cannot connect her audio or video. It's a blank screen. I don't know what's going on. What are we doing? Should we just quit today? I don't know what the problem is, Granny. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what's going on. We still have no video. I got a question. Where's the goddamn video at?
You gotta fire Jared.
All right, now it's up. Hello, everybody.
This is the one you told me to do last week, Undertaker plus Psycho Kid.
Okay.
Are you done laughing?
Yeah, we're done.
Yes, Granny, I apologize.
There'll be more.
Then Psycho Sid comes out with blonde curly hair. Hard to pull. Lasts a while before he gets out of it. I had to give that a 10.
A 10.
Oh, wow.
Undertaker won a match and a belt. That's a 10 on the Granny scale.
Victor Peter is still at it more than ever this week, as far as the soaps go.
Hell of a report, Granny.
All right.
That was a 10 on the Granny soap opera report scale.
Okay, just a minute.
Jared, you're forgiven. Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. Back on the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Filthy Tom Lawler is joining us here today. What a weekend it was, Tom. What a weekend of shows. What did you watch?
I watched SmackDown. I watched the NXT PLE. I watched BKFC. I watched the finals of the Aki Basho from Japan, in which two Yokozuna squared off on the final day with records of 13-2 and 14-1 going into it. Hoshoryu defeated Onasato in the first match, so they went to an immediate playoff again, in which Onasato defeated Hoshoryu.
We're hemorrhaging viewers right now.
Oh, it was fantastic. Awesome action this weekend. That was the best of it.
Did Vanderlei get knocked into next week?
Hey, listen, Vanderlei's over here. Yes, I did see it. He's over here complaining about having headaches and, he does memory loss. Maybe it's from the headbutts. Maybe it's from the headbutts you were throwing at the guy who's 50 pounds less than you in a boxing match. You know what I mean? Like, he got KO'd for a reason, and it's his own fault. It's not the other, like, he
Well, there was a
the
wild
guy.
post-match brawl and an attack. I mean, there is that.
Fabricio Verdum's beating up 30 people at once in the corner. What do you want the guy to do? Come on.
It was quite a thing, let me tell you. Well, listen.
I'm glad he's alive.
I want to get the injury updates out of the way first. So I want to start with Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland's getting surgery on Friday. So he's been wrestling for TNA, and they had a TNA taping on Saturday, and he was wrestling Moose. And I don't know what happened because it was a taping, but man, he went down, and they stopped the match, and Moose helped him to the back, and now he needs surgery. So all the best to Ridge Holland. I believe it's his foot. I'm not sure about that. Hopefully it's his foot, not his knee, because that would likely be a less serious surgery and a quicker return time. So hopefully he's all right. And then Jade Cargill got busted open this weekend in a three-way, which we're going to talk about here in a moment. Right, Tom? Kalani Jordan apparently got kind of knocked a little bit loopy in her match at Victory Road with Lei Ying Lee. But she kept working. And
I'm assuming that was off the failed power bomb to the floor.
Whatever
spot.
it was. I think she was trying to Hurricane Rana, and it turned into a
She got
power bomb or
powerbombed.
something. Yeah, so anyway, she landed right in the back of her head, but she jumped right up and kept going, and they cleared her because she wrestled the next day. So
She also kind of crushed Ying Ling, or whatever. What is it?
Lei Ying Lee.
Oh my God, I'll never get that one right. Ling Lee.
Lei Ying Lee.
Lei Ying Lee.
Yes, correct. They're one of the Amazing
Yes.
Warriors. I forget the name of the team.
Oh.
What do they call
Warriors.
them? Angel Warriors. That's right. And then Hologram has a knee injury, and he's going to be out for a long, long time. And so, obviously, that screws up a lot of things. There's not going to be the Hologram match with Kyle Fletcher on Wednesday. There's not going to be the Clone versus Hologram feud. Although I don't know this for sure, okay? So please don't report this because I actually don't know this for sure. But I think they're still going to bring Clone in. So I think that the Clone is probably going to be wrestling every week or regularly and probably run up I would guess he'll probably run up another undefeated streak. And then you can have Clone versus Hologram when
Why-
Hologram returns.
Why didn't Clone just show up as Hologram? You know what I mean?
Well, because they've been building up a Clone.
Well, yeah, but you could have just had.
I mean, what they should have done is have. It would have to be explained later. But Hologram should have just showed up on Wednesday for the match with Fletcher.
Yes, but
it
it's
was Clone. But we don't know that. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
And then later, the guy shows up, and they say, "Oh my God, it's Clone!" But in fact, it's Hologram, and the other guy's been Clone. And then we need a third guy.
Hold on.
Yes.
Is that not what they try to do with Sin Cara?
I don't know. I've had a
Remember?
Clone storyline in my head for years.
Well, didn't they have an evil? There was an evil Sin Cara, wasn't there?
I think there was.
And then didn't he become somebody else? He became Hunico?
Oh, that's right. Unico.
Camacho? It was Camacho?
No, who was it? I can't remember how that whole thing went down.
Camacho's Tongaloa.
But anyway, all the best to Hologram. And that was that. Well, I mean, there's so much to talk about, Tom, but I think that we need to go to you first because you are the biggest supporter of Nia Jax.
Oh, no. We're not going to do this during the review of SmackDown? Are we not going to do a full review?
I don't think we're going to be able to get through the full review.
boy.
I think everyone needs to hear about your thoughts on this match first.
My thoughts on this match, I think what you should do is go read the tweet by Tom Pestock and Chelsea Green.
They did very much put over Nia.
If you want to talk about my thoughts on this match.
Well, here's the thing.
I loved this match.
Oh, stop.
If that's what you're at. Oh, I certainly did.
Well,
have
it
you
was-
met me?
It was
If we're
something
looking
that
at this
needed to be seen.
If we're looking at this from the standpoint of did they hit all their spots? Was it flawless? Absolutely not. But that is not what I'm watching professional wrestling for. I'm not watching it for two people to cooperate and put on a good show for me. I want to see people run into each other. I want to see people get beat up. I want to see people get smashed around. And I loved this match. This was like the biggest departure from what you would normally see on a WWE show that you can imagine. And I loved it. Somebody's asking me in the chat, is Tom on the beans? No, buddy. I'm on all this Tylenol since my surgery.
They can't just give you over the counter?
It's that Tylenol, man.
Wow.
You got me.
Well, anyway, the match was. I thought the match actually was pretty bad even before the disaster at the end, but oh my God!
Could you take your eyes off of it?
And I will say this because
If they advertise this match again, would you not be anticipating it greatly?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks that I'm a biased fella, but I'm really not. And I will say that everyone is blaming Nia for two things in that match. One of them is injuring Jade by throwing her into the steps, and the other one is not kicking out at the finish or whatever was supposed to happen. And I will say, I can't blame her. I have no proof that either of those were her fault. They might have been, but I can't sit here and go, "Oh, she's terrible. It's all her fault." I mean, honestly, I think it's the referee's fault.
Bro, hold on.
At the end.
Hold on. It's not like Nia grabbed Jade and ran her into the steps head first. You know what I mean? Like, she was feet away from the steps.
Well, what people keep bringing up is that
it's too hard and she's done it before. Put your hands up.
she's done the same. Like, she bloodied up Kyrie the same way. So I think people are saying it had to be her fault. But like, sometimes people just slip running. I mean, it could have been Jade's fault. It could have been. I don't know.
It's not that hard to misjudge the distance on those steel steps and hit the edge of them, even if you put your hands
Yes,
there.
And my point is,
I mean?
I can't blame her because I don't know. And also at the finish, they did a spot where Jade hit a move, which Michael Cole, because he's an idiot, misidentified.
It was a scrap
Actually, it might have been, was it Vic? I think it was Michael Cole. One of these idiots.
It was Michael Cole and Booker
Okay.
T.
So anyway, there's a cover, and then Tiffany's supposed to break it up, but Tiffany's like miles away. She's totally out of position. That's her fault. So Nia has no choice but to kick out. So then Tiffany gets in the ring and covers her, and Nia just lays there to get pinned, and the referee stops counting, okay? Now, this could have been Nia's fault, but like everyone is completely confused when she doesn't kick out. And the referee, you know, she goes on her little gimmick or whatever, and then she runs over to Tiffany and she basically tells her to hit the moonsault.
Nia kicks out and then looks at her.
Yeah.
And is like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on?
And Tiffany looked like she had no clue that she should go for a moonsault. The referee had to tell her. That tells me that moonsault wasn't the finish. So I think it was the referee's fault. She should have counted the pin when Tiffany made the cover. That's
it's
what
either
I think.
that. It's either that or Jade was going to pull her, but then the finish they went to makes no sense. I don't know what they would have had planned after that because Tiffany, you mentioned she hit the moonsault to win, but what she did before that is she dropped the weirdest looking elbow I've ever seen her do in her life on Nia. So that makes me think it wasn't planned.
Yes. Stand by, back in a moment with more Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Jared, put old Granny on. Let's see what she's up to. Oh, man, she's doing something. Oh, Lord.
She's trying to plug in the box, Brian.
Granny can't connect. And so I call her on the phone, and she alerts us that she apparently knocked the box off her desk. Whatever's happening right there, that doesn't look good. She knocked down the camera now? What's going on?
She's got a hold of the camera, I think.
She's okay. Well, we've got the ceiling at least. There's the box. Hey, we got the box, Jared. Does it look like it's plugged in?
No.
It's definitely not on.
No.
Okay. That's her back, I believe. She appears to be doing something.
Apparently yoga.
That's her hair. Are we sure that's not Ric Flair? Now she's got to find the phone, too.
Think anyone's going to still subscribe after the show?
I hope we get a bunch of video signups. This is interesting.
Is it now?
Oh, man, we can almost see the front of the tie line to see if it's on. But we can't. We can only see the side of it, as well as a flashlight and dice. I don't know why there are dice there.
Well, you never know when you're going to play dice in the dark.
She's still doing something.
That's good radio, boss.
Show that again, what's she doing?
You know what's a good show is the Big Vinny V show.
Is it?
Or if you Pod Armenia 2025.
She might be tying her shoe or something.
Ed and
down
San
there.
Antonio show.
Granny is furiously doing something. It's possible that we should sabotage the box every week.
No!
So that she can, get up and down, like Roddy Piper once said. No, I know. I'm calling you. Phone. I'm calling you. Oh, my God. How are you?
I'm exhausted. Oh, I want to tell Vinny I watched his show today.
Thank you, Granny. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good.
Good. That sounded very sincere.
Stunning review. Well,
Anyway.
can we please make that into a commercial, Jared, for Vinny's show? Apple Podcast carries every podcast that we produce.
Oh, I want to tell Vinny I watched his show today.
Thank you, Granny. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good.
Good.
So check it out, f4wonline.com/Apple. Try your free trial today. What is happening here? Yes, Granny?
I don't care if it's show or what. My computer went out and I can't fix it.
Okay. Jared, can you fix Granny's computer?
But he tried to get a pin.
I am Steve.
Brian, what are you doing?
Now my child is sending me a voice message.
Steel chicken jockey.
Making the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Somebody here goes, Vicky DeErico. She's the new blonde ref in NXT. They said you should have her ref. She never messes up. And it's actually funny because I don't know if it was her first match that she refereed, but one of her very early TV matches, something went so disastrously wrong. And I was like, oh man, this poor lady. First one ever. And there's just so in fact, there have been things that have gone wrong in her matches. So anyway, I guess the only other thing, I don't think we need to do a full review of all these shows because we don't have time. But what did you think of that Javon match?
Oh, on SmackDown or on the PLE?
On SmackDown.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
He was spectacular. I mean, not to take anything away from Sami Zayn, who's obviously great in his own right, but Javon Evans hit every high point that he needed to in that match as a wrestler, as a character. And like you mentioned on Wrestling Observer Radio with Dave, I mean, I understand why they didn't pull the trigger and, call it on the fly and have Javon Evans win.
I don't.
But he would be such a star right away off of that.
I heard all about it before I watched it. And I just went into it like, it didn't bother me at all when it started because I was like, well, yeah, he's not going to beat Sami Zayn, but it's like good. I already had a great match and it's on national television. Like, this will be good for the guy.
He's going to be elevated.
But my God, when they got to the last 3 minutes of this match, I was furious again. I was sweating. I was so mad. I was like, you got to pull the trigger on this guy. Like, they are begging for it. They're booing Sami Zayn kicking out, and they're screaming at the referee for being an idiot. Dude. It's like, now's the time, dude. Come on. But no. And then, everyone this whole weekend, I'm not going to do the rant again. I did it last night. But, everybody this weekend is just doing the whole, just give him a few years. This is on television. This is on Twitter. This is everywhere. And it's like, you guys just don't get it. This is something happened in the 2020s. I don't know whose fault it was that they've convinced you that you can't be a champion until you're 40. It's never been like this in wrestling. It wasn't like this in 1937 with Luthez when he won the world title. Not the Intercontinental title or some North American second. The world title. 21 years old in 1937. There have been so many gigantic stars in their late teens, early 20s in the history of this business. And then, somebody noted this weekend, TNA had a PLE on Friday. You know what the main event was?
Leon Slater.
Defending 21.
The X Division Championship.
21-year-old champion in the main event of the TNA PLE. And meanwhile, everyone's telling me, you can't push someone when they're that young. You guys realize how badly they botched up Thea Hale?
Hey,
do you guys remember how over she was? But it was like, no, she's too young. Where is she now? How did that do when they didn't pull the trigger on her because they were waiting? They didn't do anything with her. I don't even know if she's employed right now.
Don't we actually have evidence to the contrary that you should be pushing people at their youngest? Think about who's the biggest stars in boxing history.
Dude.
Mike Tyson. How old was Mike Tyson? How old was Cassius Clay?
Bro,
you know
it was like a modern miracle when Randy Couture won that title at 40. Remember that? It was like, oh my God, how could someone possibly be a world champion at 40?
A medical marvel.
Now,
he was 1 foot in the grave.
Yeah, why don't you go back through the WWE, the world and WWE title history over the last, I don't even know how long, and see how old you have to be a champion now. It's ridiculous. Whose fault is this? That people, and I'm not talking just the company, but I heard this all weekend from people on Twitter and the youth. They're like, oh, he's only 21. When did this become a thing that you can't be a champion or pushed at 21? When did this start? Because this is a new thing. It's got to be young people. It's got to be these Gen Zs or whatever they're called. I blame them. But anyway, this match was freaking fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Hey, big fan of Sami Zayn starting to get win after win with the Blue Thunder Bomb.
Yeah.
As well. I think it looks better than the running kick in the corner.
Yeah, so Javon had the best WWE match of the weekend. And then the best AEW match of the week involved a guy who's 26, Kyle Fletcher. Although, man, he's got a ways to go before he's 42. So I guess we got to wait. But his match with Commander, holy smokes, that match was great.
Do you think you're going to be watching the porno star Kyle Fletcher wrestle in another 16 years from now?
Why not?
Can you imagine that?
Why not?
At the rate that guy goes?
Bro,
the pace, the speed?
I realize that, but you know what? Every now and then I hear Hoovy is still wrestling.
Oh, actually, you know what?
And
Weren't you the one saying AJ Styles was going to be
Styles.
crippled back in 2005?
Yeah, when he was taking power bombs on the metal barricade, I was like, this guy ain't going to last.
Jack Evans?
I mean, listen, I don't recommend doing this sort of thing because you do end up with Naitos and Ibushi's and
Tom Lawlers.
But like some guys, everybody's different, dude. Look at Jericho. Look at how long Flair lasted. Some people can do this, and they just have impossible durability.
Ric Flair was just at the bar holding a 4-minute plank.
Other guys can't do it. So, it's just the way it works out. Anything else from SmackDown before we move on to the next show?
God, I'd have to go look at my notes.
I'm looking at it.
I guess
There really
not.
wasn't a whole lot.
Oh, the Street Profits are the number one contenders for the Wyatts.
Beating Miz and Mello.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty much, I mean, the things you need to see are Tiffany and Nia and Jade and Sami Zayn and Javon Evans. I mean, those are the two for completely different reasons. And then for, did you see any Collision?
No.
It was actually kind of newsworthy. So
I saw the highlights.
Yeah, hologram's out, so we know that. The other newsworthy things are Bowens and Caster did a match together, not as the Acclaimed, and they somehow won, even though they couldn't get along the entire time, and it was just like a disaster. By the way, are you aware of what Vanilla, Blake Christian, and Lee Johnson's team name is?
The Swirl.
The Swirl.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, they Bowens and Caster won.
do you know why?
Of course.
Do you get it?
Yes.
Well, with you.
And then
sure.
And then these guys, they go for Jerry Lynn wants them to scissor, but they won't. So I guess the whole storyline is they can't get along, but they somehow win. But they can't get along. They don't see what's going on, and finally Billy Gunn has to return and get them to scissor each other.
That's what we're. Do we need this?
I guess. Whatever.
I don't even. Okay. I'd rather see Billy Gunn with his family at this point.
Then
they need him more, don't they? Do we? Well, I don't know.
We did have the greatest 6-man unit I've ever seen, the Outrunners in Dalton Castle. And man, what a crew they beat. Kevin M., Cowpoke Paul, and Corey Sparks. They need to belt these guys immediately. Fletcher and Commander was
Paul,
awesome.
Corey Sparks, and Kevin M.?
Yeah.
Those three?
No. And then the other notable thing is Jamie Hayter and Julia Hart. Jamie pinned her with Haterade. And then there was the big post-match schmoz as always. And Jamie ends up issuing the challenge. We are going to get our first ever Women's Blood and Guts in AEW. But because it's AEW, we don't know who, what, when, where, why, nothing. We just know it's going to happen.
Brian.
Yes.
Do I have time to tell a quick story?
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Okay. Because that reminded me when you said big schmoz at the end. I may have told this before on air, but one time I was at a show in the back getting ready, and I'm talking to one of the other guys. He's in a match earlier, and it says this match will end with a big schmoz. So I'm talking to him, and he's like, well, I guess we'll just call this finished when he gets here. I guess we'll just call it later. The guy's not here yet. I guess we'll just figure it out later. I'm like, who are you waiting for? And he goes, right here. It says there's going to be a run-in by Big Schmoz.
Oh, my God.
And the match is going to end.
How has there not been a wrestler named Big Schmoz?
I've been wondering that ever since then.
Bro, hold on a
years.
second. We just hit on something
I
here.
don't want to throw Dave Mazzani, the pain train, under the bus.
You think Vinny can come back? Because I just have the best gimmick ever. Big Schmoz. Think about all the different things it could mean.
The schmozzarella.
This is incredible. Big Schmoz.
Hey, we know
Wow.
some people.
How about that? Anyway, that was... actually, we have time, so I'll go over the lineup for NXT. We'll do Dynamite first. We'll do NXT after the PLE report. So Dynamite's got their 6th anniversary this coming week. It's a 2.5-hour show. So we actually have a bunch announced in advance. Moxley, Claudio, and Garcia versus Hangman, Samoa Joe, and Hobbs. Statlander and Darby versus Marina and Wheeler Yuta. Kyle Fletcher versus Orange Cassidy. So Orange Cassidy just returned and will immediately do a job. Jurassic Express is returning. Kenny Omega and Bandito, or Brodito, versus the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander, and Tony Storm returns. So that's coming up on Wednesday. We'll talk NXT and more news after the break. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Okay, can everyone hear it?
Yeah.
There's a mystery bell at Granny's house. She can't hear it. Take off your headphones for a second.
I had them on wrong anyway.
Okay.
I can't get them on right. What?
Take them off and listen.
You have in your elbow?
Is the fan on a computer?
Nothing.
All right. Well, this is going to be an exciting show.
Gonna have bells ringing through the whole thing, and it's every week. It's got to be me.
Do you have a neighbor that's an ice cream man
No,
practicing out there?
I got a neighbor that smokes marijuana.
I'm sure you do. I guess
Whatever that noise is, I mean, it's still going.
Yeah, it's not going to stop, dude.
Brian, do you want me to get off here and go see if open the door and see if there's anything out there?
Do you think something's out the front door?
Is he ringing the bell the entire time?
No, Granny, you don't.
Let me in! Let me in!
It's fine. It's fine.
If it's death, don't open the door.
Thank you, Craig. This person thinks it's a stove timer.
Have you burned the roast?
No, I don't have a stove. You want me to just get off here?
No. We're going to barrel through it.
I'd love it.
You're not even doing anything. Granny, Nick says that you've got an old-fashioned analog alarm clock in Terry's bedroom.
I don't know. I got a new alarm clock, battery operated. Is that what she meant?
Well, whatever it is, it's going haywire right now.
Oh, it might be my alarm,
Do you think?
but it's way back in the bedroom.
Don't worry about it right now. But when the show's over, you might want to go...
That's what it is.
Okay.
Solve the mystery.
Is there a reason you didn't turn it off when it started ringing?
Well, I wasn't in there. I didn't.
Duh.
I took a nap. I took a nap and set the alarm. I thought I shut it off, but I probably didn't.
No.
You probably didn't.
That's life.
I would say with a good deal of certainty that you didn't turn it off.
Brian, that's life around here.
Yeah, I'm well aware. I do the show with Dave, too.
Say,
Hear all sorts of things in the background.
did I do that? You know,
Yeah, you did do that.
or I thought I did that, but I didn't.
In there.
I wake up and I see lights on, and I say, I didn't turn those lights on. What's going on?
Maybe the place is haunted.
Could be.
Okay.
It's my brain that's haunted.
Well, I hope not. Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here. Filthy, I know you wanted to mention something about the Paul Heyman promo before we move on here.
Yeah, that Paul Heyman promo about Brock. I mean, obviously that was quite newsworthy in and of itself, but I thought there was a few key words that they dropped in there. You know, obviously you mentioned everybody is in danger when Brock is around.
Yeah.
And the wording of Cody Rhodes saying this doesn't look like a one-night thing, I thought that was the most telling statement of what they were trying to do, because I think the more that you mention it with little one-liners like that, the more people pick up on it. Obviously, like we're talking about it right now, it starts to push some of the searches down search engines, and kind of washes their hands of that Brock Lesnar situation a little.
Or people start Googling it.
And then what happens?
Well, I don't know.
They're controlling their Google search.
It's
with
very
those terms,
clear that the
is what I'm
fan base
saying.
does not care about Brock and any allegations against him. I mean, they went wild when this guy came back. I mean, there is Vince McMahon legal news, but it has nothing to do with that particular situation. More subpoenas have been filed in the WWE shareholder lawsuit. The suit alleges that Vince McMahon orchestrated the 2023 merger with Endeavor to ensure he remained in power, bypassing other potential buyers who likely wouldn't have kept him in charge, and failing to maximize shareholder value. Is that really like a allegation? I think everybody knew that's what happened. He very much wanted to remain in power. And then, once it got sold, he lost power anyway. So, defendants are McMahon, Nick Khan, Paul Levesque, George Barrios, Michelle Wilson. Plaintiffs claim the defendants enabled his plan and failed to run a fair sale process. Well, here's what I would say about that. I mean,
it's working out pretty well.
well, I think the bigger issue is, I mean, you can throw in like Nick Khan and Triple H and Barrios and Michelle Wilson and everything like that. But I think that what people forget is that without Vince, it wasn't happening. Like Vince basically, I don't want to say he held him up, but he was like, if you want to sell this place, like, I'm in control, you got to bring me back. And so, like, they had no choice. So, I mean, I don't know.
Hey, stock is up at an all-time high today, 205 off the back of the Zuffa boxing announcement. And if I can add in a little bit of Vince McMahon news as well.
Well, I just want to finish up by saying that I think that very much, I mean, Vince obviously, I think, returned and orchestrated the merger so that he would remain in power. But everybody else listed in this lawsuit, I mean, what the heck did Triple H have to do with any of this, or Nick Khan, or anybody? It's like they didn't have any power over any of this. It was all in Vince's hands as the majority shareholder. So
Certainly not Triple H.
he called the shots.
Yeah. Vince McMahon also called the shots at his 80th birthday party. Had AC/DC, Kid Rock, both there performing, and all the guests were given a statue,
A bust.
of Vince McMahon's head. Maybe if you search Vince McMahon bust, this is what's going to come up now.
Yeah. This
yeah.
Book Pro Wrestler says only 100 exist. Vince McMahon gave these busts to his handpicked guests at his lockdown, NDA-protected 80th birthday party. Phones not allowed or checked in. A lot of those lately.
Like at the roast.
Yeah. These roasts are... the last one sold no tickets, so they canceled it, which is probably a good thing, because these roasts are they're gonna come back one of these days to haunt some people. I just have this feeling. All right, NXT PLE. Well, we want to have plenty of time, Tom. So tell us your thoughts on JC Jane and Lola Vice for the NXT Women's title. I wasn't mad. I told you all exactly what was going to happen.
Yeah, this is one of those things that when I watch it, I almost like laugh as it's going on because you can see
It was exactly
the way the leaves were laid out.
exactly
Oh,
as we
yeah.
predicted.
Fallon Henley gets kicked out after interfering, and then that's when the match began. Then I was just waiting for the next time somebody was going to interfere. Even in the backstage, during this very show, I think, they played up tension between Lola Vice and Laney Reed, and it was clear that somebody was going to interfere in the main event. Most likely Laney Reed, who unfortunately earlier in the day was revealed has, I guess she injured her foot,
Yeah,
driving her knee
I know.
through Candice LeRae's chin.
Oh, my God. That was so brutal.
But yeah, she's in a boot, it appears now. So they had somebody, maybe it was Mandy Rose, underneath all the black, hitting that
Dude,
pump
it
knee.
it could have been a guy. That person was dressed head to toe. They look like
Uriah Connors.
God, no, they look like who was a guy in WCW that I once wrote a poem about? He had that ridiculous outfit. It was like in a Steiner feud or I don't remember. But anyway, this person was like head to toe, but they hit Laney's finish. Because at the end of the day, I think it was supposed to be Laney, but she hurt her foot. And so they had to dress up somebody to pretend to be Laney to do the finish they wanted to do, to screw Lola Vice in Vicetown with her father in the crowd after
City.
they told us at the beginning of the frickin' match it's her third time challenging for this title. And she failed again. Yeah, the mystery man. Mystery man, mystery man.
It looked like the WCW Halloween Phantom.
Could have been. I'm trying to remember that poem I wrote. Mystery man, outfit like a giant can. I can't remember the rest. It was in the Frank A. Gotch. I remember writing it, and I laughed so hard. I was crying at this stupid poem I wrote. And I laughed, and I laughed, and I laughed. Ah, the good old days. Back when this business was full of joy and not constant pain. But yeah, Lola Vice failed.
You okay over there?
JC Jane beat her. I was dying. I was laughing during this match. I was like, because you know what? I talked about this on the video show yesterday. It was like, obviously Lola should have won. It's her third time challenging. She's super over in NXT. She's super over in AAA. Like, everybody loves her. Her father's there. It's like, we've done the thing with JC. Like, okay, you know, it's time. And I just knew she was losing because this is what they do. And so I thought, what's the worst, what's the dumbest possible thing they could do in this match? And I came up with a scenario, and they actually did the exact same stupid scenario I came up with. It's incredible. Beat her in front of her father. Laney Reed, of all people, is responsible. JC retains. I was just like, oh my God, they did it exactly as I thought it would be done if they were incompetent. It was amazing. And then Obafemi lost the title to Ricky Saints. It was a good main event. Not like a blowaway match. Crowd didn't understand the Tornado DDT finish. But that was
they've been
his
trying
finish.
to get that over for weeks now.
Yeah, but he only
Saints
wrestles
finish.
once a month. That's the problem. Ricky's last match was like September 3rd. So they just haven't done it enough for people to recognize what it is. So he's the new champion. Clean as a sheet, by the way. Ethan Page beat Tavion Heights. Also clean as a sheet. They're going to do Ethan and Wagner Jr.
Well, at least they got the memo that Wagner Jr. was more over as the opponent than Tavion Heights. Poor Tavion Heights. That's another guy. Shot after shot at Ethan Page.
Yep.
Just loses.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Tyra May Steele? Has anybody seen her?
I think that
Anyone?
she just, it's funny. It's,
Real American Freestyle?
she just wasn't ready, and I think they just took her off television. Which is funny because there are other people in this promotion that aren't ready, and they don't take them off television.
Wow, that's interesting, too, because didn't she get the big push winning LFG?
Yeah, she did.
Wouldn't you think that the scouts there would have had that one picked, right?
Well, maybe we need to ask Bully Ray. Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe weaponized cage match. Like, it was supposed to be like a serious, hardcore... I mean, think about the words. Weaponized cage match. Instead, Blake comes out with, like, pink trash cans and blow dryers for weapons, even though there's no outlets to plug them in. I'm like, oh, my God. This is straight out of, like, 1993 Superstars of Wrestling. And Jordan won.
Straight out of WOW.
Yeah. Golly. It was I mean, the wrestling was all right, but it was so vanilla. I mean, the only, whatever. I talked about this last night. Sol Ruca against Jada Parker. This was another one, classic booking back in the day is if you have a replacement, the fans paid to see Sol Ruca against Laney Reed. No one actually paid for that, but in theory.
What?
And so, but Laney Reed can't wrestle, so they put in a replacement. And the replacement is actually, I think, more over than Laney Reed or Sol Ruca. Place is going nuts for Jada. They've been going nuts for her for months. So, of course, she lost. Because that's what they do. Cool. Sol's still the champion. And then Javon Evans and Josh Briggs. Astonishingly, Javon had an incredible match with this guy, and he won.
Inamura also had a good match with Josh Briggs.
Well, Josh Briggs, I think, is actually pretty good.
Okay, so where was the astonishing part coming from?
You
had a guy who was pretty good.
I was being
against
sarcastic.
Javon Evans.
I was being sarcastic. Astonishingly, they had a great
I
match.
don't-
They had the best match on the show. Yeah. Somebody here says, why would the blow dryer be more dangerous if it were plugged in? Well, it could heat up. You could burn the other person. You could throw them in a bucket of water and then throw that thing in and electrocute them. I mean, there's things you can do with a plugged-in hair dryer that you can't do when it's unplugged. Do you understand?
That was one of the worst
Clearly,
questions
a bald
I've ever
person
seen
sent that
make it to air.
Yeah.
Was that Royce Isaacs?
Might have been. Yeah. R. Isaacs, it says here.
Oh, yeah. Rick O'Shea sent that one in.
So anyway, I mean, the NXT show, I mean, I'm just like over NXT. But even like if I wasn't, it was just a generic show. There was nothing great except the Javon match. Everything else was just like maybe good, nothing bad. It was on the low end of NXT PLEs.
I'd like to add a clarification, too, because we've talked about this multiple times, and I was contacted by Paul Fontaine of Youth himself, and he said the reason why...
Paul Fontaine of Youth?
Yeah, I was putting him over a little bit, you know?
He's a grandfather.
That's what keeps him looking young and spry.
Anyway.
Anyways, the reason why, when they're doing the head-to-head NXT against Dynamite, that it's Collision on the Wednesday is because that's a Collision taping. And there will not be any wrestling on that Wednesday. So during the week, the only show will be that Dynamite show. Collision will air, I believe, on Saturday. And it's, I think, the opening night of the NHL on Wednesday that Paul said will be on TNT Sports or whatever.
Thank you, Paul Fontaine, young man, or whatever you called him. I got more after the break. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful.
I am going to channel the well-known, infamous roast of Bryan and Lance.
Oh, my God.
I vaguely remember this.
Lance was a champion in virtually every company he has appeared in. While he did hold the distinction of holding 3 titles, that angle fizzled out faster than his podcast, Killing the Town.
Wow. I now remember this utter disaster of a roast.
Let's get Lance a chair to sit in. And as we do, could we also bring someone up here to show him how to use it? I remember that chair shot. I don't remember who it was on, but
utter
I remember
silence that this roast was met with.
Tom, at least I was smart enough not to do those chair shots again.
Bryan, besides me, there are others who I'm sure dislike you, like Vince Russo, Eric Bischoff, but I think you're great. Like a guiding light or a father, which is why I'm not surprised when you screw me every week. The best-selling author of The Death of WCW. He had just completed his new book, for which actually Lance Storm wrote the foreword, which is 3 more than most wrestling fans know.
Hideous. Atrocious.
It must be hard when you look so young. If I didn't know better, I'd say you had your grandma's jeans. But actually, if the camera panned down, I bet Lance is wearing them. Anyways, let's start the show. Carmelo went for the La Mystica. Andrade went for the Message.
It's actually not the La Mystica. It starts like a La Mystica, but the La Mystica is actually a submission, and he doesn't land in the submission. He just does the whole slam part and then jumps up.
Yeah, the La Mystica is a tilt-a-whirl head scissor into a Fujiwara armbar.
Into a Fujiwara armbar. The La Mystica is not the submission. Do not tell me.
I didn't say that was a
that.
submission. I said the La Mystica involves the tilt-a-whirl facebuster into the submission. The whole thing. Why are you so angry?
Well, you just
Because
changed
it's
what
not
you
what
said
you
and lied.
said.
Right?
Yeah.
No,
that's
he doesn't
why.
land in a submission. He just slams them. So it's not a La Mystica.
I believe that's the actual move.
Okay,
but
whatever. Who
Yeah.
cares?
I just hope editor Sean pulls up the exact clip of you saying La Mystica's a submission and then denying it afterwards.
La Mystica is actually a submission. I didn't say that was a submission.
The Mystic is actually a submission. I didn't say that was a submission.
Editor Sean.
So I got two things I got to get into. Our bald friends being argumentative about the blow dryer. Meanwhile, we got people in the chat here noting you can put powder in the blow dryer, and when you turn it on, hot powder gets blown in somebody's eyes. Correct. Person goes, if your hair gets sucked into a blow dryer, it's bad news. Correct. Folks with long hair would know that. A lot of ways to hurt somebody with a blow dryer that's plugged in. Now, I think we're in an era. We're not only in an era where, like, you can't get a push if you're 21, but we're in an era where we announce things, but we don't give you any details whatsoever. There have been 3 this week, okay? AEW announced we're going to have women's tag team titles, but we're not going to tell you when, how, where, nothing. They're just coming someday. AEW announced a women's blood and guts. Actually, they didn't even announce it. We just know at some point, somewhere, with some people, there will be a women's blood and guts. And then, my dear Ava announced that on this head-to-head battle on Tuesday night next week with AEW, there's going to be a men's and women's NXT versus TNA Survivor Series match. But we don't know who's going to be in it. That will be discussed on Tuesday's NXT television show. Could be anybody representing those teams.
What I do know, Brian, it's a fact, is that this past weekend I did commentary for MLW Fury Road, which you can find on YouTube, on their YouTube channel. Some great matches. Austin Aries against Kushida. And also this Saturday, I'll be doing commentary once again for MLW at MLW Slaughterhouse in Los Angeles.
Very good. Very good. Our hairless friend notes, if blowing hot air at you is dangerous, your shows would need a warning label. We're out of here. I've had enough of this disrespect. Thank you, Tom. At least you're a fine man today. Thank
and
you,
I'm not
folks in
follically
the
challenged.
chat. We'll talk to you all next time. Wrestling Observer Live.